Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. That's W-O-R-I-M-I, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Oakley dokley, again, holy crumbs, where do we start today? First of all, we start with entertainment only for you lovely sensors and sensor bots out there, so thank you, thank you, thank you. This morning, I get hundreds of emails, so thank you. I really appreciate you guys emailing me. It does mean that I tend to put a lot of stuff on my post sections that I don't necessarily I am going to read on, but I think you guys would be really, really interested. So check out the post section. If you go to Maighstir Tarot under any video, it'll take you to the main page and you'll find, you know, the little headlines and posts is there. So head over there. I haven't yet watched Dave Johnson Moonride yet. I believe he's been picking up some interesting stuff with his channeling in regards to August. So I'll head over there once I've finished recording these videos, but also once I finish watching the Zorro Farm video that I'm about 2/3 of the way through. Again, I keep having to pause it while I'm doing work with the emails. Okay, where on earth do I start? Oh, first of all, tomorrow, 9 a.m. my time, and I think it's in the evening US time, I'll be on Hogarth's Global Astrology. Again, in the post section, there's a link to that. Really, Hogarth? Couldn't find a better photo? Whatever. With us Aussies, what you see is what you get. I'm also not doing private readings at the moment. I am just, as I said, hundreds of emails, thousands of comments, a lot of research is being done. If you can hear that, that's Bindi just getting up from the floor and going for a drink. A lot of research being done. So even though the videos aren't long and they don't seem to take up a lot of time, there is so much that's going on behind the scenes. So not doing private readings, highly recommend Laurie from Way of Positive Change, Trevor from Scrying Out Loud. Danny Shea's not doing privates at the moment due to, again, personal pressures, but check out Denise Knight, and there are dozens of other really, really good readers out there, and they will let you know if they are doing readings. So absolutely check them out. Okay, just in the news of the day, I had to laugh. The ex-CEO that was outed at the Coldplay concert is now suing Coldplay. Oh, duh, what a twat. Yeah, crawl it back into your shell. I suspect, you know, he's lost his marriage, lost his kids, lost half of his assets, lost his job. Well, maybe you should have thought about all that before. Anyhow, you know, there's... just roll my eyeballs at some of these people, and rolling my eyeballs also at the Orange Twerp over in Scotland at the moment, trying to bury the, while his minions back in the US are trying desperately to bury the Epstein situation. He's over there, he keeps bringing it up, like, he keeps coming out with, oh, I didn't know him there, and oh, this is what happened here. He's the one that keeps mentioning it. Let me just say, if you're finding yourself getting further down and down and down, stop digging. Okay, right, where do I go? First of all, there's a few things I want to have a look at. Actually, I might do this first and get it out of the way. What I'm really getting is that the Orange Twerp is currently, he's operating in, his brain is operating in two different compartmentalized lanes. I do apologize, that's the word they want to tell me, and my tongue trips over it. Compartmentalized lanes. At the moment, his lizard brain is in full panic meltdown. His lower consciousness, his upper consciousness is, he seems to believe that he can still spin this. So I just want to have a look at his just generally, maybe this will be a really quick reading. Oh, well, we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Sword of Truth. The truth is coming out, whether he likes it or not, and things are spinning dramatically. And yes, Bondi was spinning so hard she blew out an eyeball. I just want to have a look. Show me. Okay, how do I put this? Right, just show me what you need to show me about what's going on in Trump's lizard brain at the moment. This is our harking back to our crawled out of the murky waters ancestors type energy. Yes, and yes, that's where we did come from. Single cell organisms that crawled out of the water billions of years ago. But just show me what's going on in Trump's lizard brain. And the lizard brain is the one that's the fight and flight, the knee-jerk, uncontrollable knee-jerk reaction. What's going on in his lizard brain? Okay, if you're interested in the deck, the Trip and Wait Tarot. Okay, come on down and let's have a look. Righto. Whoo-wee. What's going on in his lizard brain at the moment? Well, okay, thank you. He's in full decline under the swords of truth. That's what's going on in his lizard brain at the moment. I think his trying to control upper brain, I don't quite know how else to put it, is trying to tell his lizard brain to shut up. Yeah, he's not doing well. He's not doing well here at all. He knows the net's tightening. I get the feeling it's like two personalities. What I'm getting is it's like two split personalities talking to each other. Just shut up. No, don't you tell me to shut up. You know, that sort of energy. It's really bizarre. So yeah, his lower instinctive lizard brain is under these swords of truth. Yet tunes, notes keep popping out. Okay. The second signifier here is, well, I was going to say the challenge for him is the inability to move forward. With the Knight of Pentacles, can mean the mercenary, can mean solid, dependable, and all the rest of it. But the challenge here is the Pentacles for me, when I'm asking about health, mean information about his health coming out. They can mean health, wealth, opportunities, protection, etc. So I'm asking about his lizard brain. So his lizard brain is desperately trying to halt him. And it just feels like it's stopped. It's holding on. Okay, let's see where we go with this. However, the energy he's stewing in is the Knight of Cups, the moving forward, offering up of information, emotional information. So I'm getting that this is the two sides of his mind contrasting. The lower instinctive is desperately trying to stop what his upper is blurting out. There's this conflict happening. Oh, geez, it just feels really bizarre. In the past, we've got the King of Cups, the emotionally stable, I won't say mature, but the ability to negotiate, the got it together. You've got the two dolphins here leaping out, the got it together. And it feels like in the past, he had it together, but they're now separated. He's got the scepter in one hand and the cup in the other. He could control them as a single entity, but now they feel like they've separated. Yeah, his health is absolutely melting down around this. I got no other way to put that card. his health is melting down over this. Now, reports are coming out that he's absolutely losing the plot behind the scenes. But the showman, the carnival barker, thinks he can still put it out there. Okay. Page of Pentacles. So we've gone from the King of Cups to the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups to the Page of Pentacles. So I think we're going to start hearing more information about his health come out. I'm just going to say, sorry, I just kicked the table there. The lizard brain side of him still thinks it can control what is happening. He's de-evolving from this knight to this pentacle, and he still thinks he can bring it. He still thinks he can control it in the immediate future. Okay. However, externally, we've got this emotional breakdown. I keep getting that he's going to have an emotional breakdown in public. So let's look at this progression. He's gone from the Knight of Pentacles, with everything literally falling through his fingers, to the Page of Pentacles. This one's gone from the Knight of Cups to the Ace of Cups. So he's gone from emotionally, his higher brain thinking he can still control it and putting it out there, to this public breakdown. He's going to lose the plot very publicly. Things like the caddy dropping the golf ball, which is all over social media, is just really undermining him. He knows that the net is tightening, but this portion of him thinks, I can do it. All I have to do is say this. This portion of him knows that it's unraveling and is getting more and more desperate. Okay, we've got the Page of Cups. So going from the Knight to the Ace and then down to the Page. Internally, his upper thoughts, consciousness, public persona, however you like to put it, is becoming more and more erratic and unraveled. Hoo-wee. Okay, because this is externally, this is internally. Look at these pages, hopes and fears. The orator, what was the orator? Articulate orator, trying to spin the story, but he's also fearful of the story getting out there, the messaging getting out there. Look at these pages. So he's gone from king to knight to page. And then we've got the two aces as well that are talking about change and new starts. Okay, the outcome. We've got the Four of Wands. To me, this is some sort of announcement coming from the White House that will be, people won't believe, won't pass the pub test. We've then got the Knight of Swords, a strategy coming forward, action being taken in regards to a strategy, but it could also be a legal case. And then he's out. Okay, right. So this is the outcome. I think there's going to be some sort of announcement come from the White House that he is gone. And this is part of the strategy. King of Swords can also be medical specialists, and then he's out. Now, we know that was all along. And then he's on the wild-eyed back foot trying to defend himself, but he's done. Put a fork in it. The Hanged Man, he is done. Right, on the bottom, we've got the King of Pentacles sitting on his orange throne, an inability to harvest what he has put in place, and then it's all over. The Ten of Pentacles. He's left behind. His legacy is left behind as we move into this next stage, and he knows it. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, secrets coming forward with the High Priestess, and Judgment, a collective awakening. If I keep going, the Two of Wands, which is about planning on a bigger scale. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. This is the oligarchs. We've got the magician, the manifestation. We've got the devil, and we've got the downfall, and we've got the Ten of Wands. But it's going to lead to this infighting. That's going to, Ten of Swords, sorry, that's going, Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, Devil, going to lead to this infighting. So I'm just going to say the two sections of his brain are competing at the moment. The higher, the public version that, oh gosh, how do I put this? And I'm getting this really strongly. The public version, which is him talking to Starmer but getting drowned out by the bagpipes, him talking to Ursula von der Leyen and her just, if you watch that when he starts rabbiting on about how no one's thanked him for the for giving money for Gaza and aid, her lips tighten. She doesn't change her expression, but boy, oh boy, you can see the lips and around her eyes just really tighten. And then the camera sort of pans away from her because, boy, they know, the camera people know that is very visible. So his public persona thinks that he can still swing it. His lizard brain is in panic meltdown mode. So does the orange twerp know? Does he know the noose is tight? Okay, thank you. Show me. Okay, thank you. We answered that. Yes, he does, but he's got it compartmentalized, and it's like the two parts of his brain are arguing with each other. So what are we going to see from the public persona thinks he can still control it side of his brain? What are we going to see? What are we going to see? Come on down. Thank you. The Queen of Pentacles. Thinking he can still control it. He's got his health on his lap, thinking he can still contain what's happening. The challenge for him, however, is health information is getting out there. It's getting more and more obvious to see. There's also money trails out there as well that are playing out, that are out of his control. I've always been saying it's the money trails. The star, the energy he's stewing in at the moment, he still thinks he's the star. He still thinks that apparently his poll ratings came out, and I don't really give a lot of credence to polls because they can be manipulated any which way in 5 ways to Sunday. The polls came out and said he's just absolutely below the tank. But he still thinks in this higher level that he's the star, that he can pull it off, that he can bring it. That's what he's sitting in. He still thinks that he can bring it. In the past, a lot of negative messaging coming his way, a lot of information coming out. I'm drawn to the butterflies in this as well. He thinks he can switch it around because he still thinks he's the star. Okay, crowning this reading. All he has to do is say what he thinks. If you can hear that, that's a ship horn going. All he seems to think is that he just has to put it out there. But it's the Page of Wands. It's not the King of Wands or even the Queen or the Knight. It's the Page of Wands. Out there still burbling, orating away, thinking that he holds sway. But he's just finding himself more and more exposed. Again, stop digging. if you want to let it, if you want it to, oh man, because he keeps contradicting those back in the US. Yeah, he's finding himself in this childlike emperor has no clothes, full exposure in the immediate future, and there's nothing he can do about it. We've got the sword of truth externally there for him. Internally, he's finding himself up against the wall, bruised and battered. This may even be him bringing his version of the truth, thinking that it'll spin, but it's not. It won't pass the pub test, and he's just finding himself more and more beat up and battered as he finds himself up with his back up against this wall. Okay, the hopes and fears. Right, the infighting is going down, and I'm not going to say about going down, about to. I think it's already underway. You've got Bongiorno and Bondi and Patel and Ghislaine, if I get the French pronunciation right, please don't correct me, blame it on the accent. The infighting is already underway. The throwing under the bus, the positioning. Okay, how's this going to go? We got the Page of Cups. We've got the Fool walking off the cliff, and then we've got the Judgment, his higher. So this is his higher awareness self. He's going to be more and more crazy. He's basically going to walk himself off the cliff as the Fool, and then we've got full-on Judgment, and then information comes out about his health. Gee, no surprises there. Betrayal, self-sabotage, but also sabotage by others, abuse of power with that Five of Swords, and then we've got the trying to spin it with Temperance. But there's just going to be volatile information come out about the orange twerp, walking away, restricted, on the back foot trying to defend himself, and this chapter of his life coming to an end. Yeah, I just think he's going to keep, he thinks he's the star, he thinks he can spin it, he thinks that if he says something, his ex-followers and that people still believe him. That's his higher self. His lower flight or fight lizard brain knows that he's in deep doo-doo, and the two, they just feel like they're in conflict with each other at the moment. Okay, that's enough. Ugh, I'm just going to leave that there. I just thought that was an interesting thing to have a look at. Yeah, that public breakdown is just feeling closer and closer every day. So let's see how it plays. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.